These past few years, particularly these past few months, have been a very intense period of surrender, of transformation. I think for all of us, but at least for me personally, this has very much been the case. A complete transformation, a complete shifting of the way in which I see the world. It's not that anything has really changed. It is just a shifting of perspective to allow yourself to see things as they always have been. And this will continue to be the case as consciousness progresses, as consciousness expands. It is not necessarily a true transformation in the fabric of reality. It is simply a lifting of the veil so that things can be seen more clearly, so that things can come closer to light, so things can be illuminated more clearly. Things may seem as if they are falling apart. The view in which you have perceived reality is transforming. And through this process, a releasing of the old way in which we see the world must occur. A falling apart of the old systems in order for the new to arise. For a while there, I thought I was actually insane, completely questioning all of the beliefs, all of the ways in which I perceive the world. But the thing is, the way in which we were taught to see the world, especially in the Western world, is far from what the world actually is. To see beyond what you actually see, what the physical realm looks to be. Seeing beyond the physical into the metaphysical, the spiritual. Seeing the world from a lens of energy rather than purely physicality. A complete rewiring, a complete transformation of the neurology must occur, must happen in order to begin to see things more clearly. A surrendering to truth, a surrendering to believing in something more than what the eyes can see. There's an inner knowing that occurs that has always been there, but it simply is coming closer and closer to the surface. An inkling, a sense of needing to know more. A debilitating sense of curiosity that makes you question everything you've been taught. It is the abandoning of this sense of curiosity which has brought us to this state of the world. When we abandon curiosity, when we believe that we have all the answers, when we stop asking questions, reality feels stagnant. Things stay the same. And that is not the way that reality wants to be. Nature naturally wants to move forward, wants to transform, wants to change. The only constant is change. And when we suppress this desire for transformation, for change, things feel off. Things feel wrong. My entire life there's been a sense of just something not feeling quite right, being out of alignment, but you're not quite sure what is off, but you just know there's an inner knowing that something isn't quite right. And it is only until you begin to embrace the unseen, begin to trust those questions, those inner questions that your being, your inner being wants you to ask, and allowing what has been there all along to come to the surface, to bring the unconscious into the conscious. It is scary. It is one of the scariest things that we as humans will ever experience, to question everything, to begin to believe that your beliefs may be wrong, that they may have been wrong all along, that the world isn't quite the way you've been taught to believe it is. I think you know deep down that there is more to this reality that meets the eye. It is only in this surrendering to this process, the surrendering to that sense of curiosity, that sense of questioning, that things can begin to change, that things can begin to move in the direction of transformation, the way that nature, the way that the universe naturally wants to flow. It is in aligning with that inner beingness that has always been there, simply allowing yourself to be in alignment with that which has always been, which has been yearning for you to make contact with it. No longer suppressing the curiosity, embracing it fully with a sense of playfulness, with a sense of simply wanting to know more, feeling as if there is more to this reality that meets the eye, and stepping into that. If you've been feeling the same way, I encourage you to begin to ask the questions that have been deep within your soul, and be open to the answers. Be open to what wants to arise. If you never ask the question, you will never get an answer. If you never attempt to move in the direction of something different, you will never receive something different. In facing those fears and facing the deepest, darkest parts of yourself, in asking those hard questions and being open to the answers, if you never embrace the unconscious, it will come to the surface, but not in a way that is pleasant. It is only in embracing it, only in surrendering, that you begin to allow those parts of you to be brought into this reality. Ask the difficult questions, be open to the answers, and you will receive, through synchronicities, through a deep inner knowing, you will receive the answers that your soul is yearning for you to ask. Embrace the unknown. Step out of the comfort zone that your beliefs have held you in for too long. Believe that there is more, because there is always more. You are much more than your conscious mind believes you are. The conscious mind is only capable of perceiving a very, very small percentage of who you are. I wish you well, and I hope you embrace those parts of yourself that you have suppressed, that we have all suppressed for too long, and allow all of that to come to the surface. I love you all. Take care.